नरोत्तमम्
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी So today we're going to see Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 chapter 16 verse 4. Let me share the screen. We'll be able to see. One chapter 16 verse 4. Hari. Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir.
Oh. Now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Let me share this. Okay. निजग्राहौ च सावीरा कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित् नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं नन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा निजग्राहौ च सावीरा कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित् नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं नन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा
निजग्राहौ जसावीरा कलिं दिग्विजये क्वचित् नृपलिङ्गाधरं शूद्रं घनन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा
प्रीति रूपिणी
निजग्राहौ सवीरा कलिं दिग्विजय क्वचित् नृपलिङ्गधरं शूद्रं घ्नन्तं गोमिथुनं पदा
रूप
Nijagraha jasavira.
Nijagrahauja Veera.
Kalim digvijaye kvachit.
Kalim Digvijaye Kvachit.
Nirpalingadharam shudram.
Nirpalingadharam Shudram.
Gantam gomithunam pada.
Dhanantam Gomitunam Pada.
Narottam.
Nijagrauha jasavira.
Nijagraha jasavira.
Kalim digvijaye kvachit.
Kalim Digvijaye Kvachit.
Nirpalinga dharam sudram.
Nripalingadharam Shudram.
Pranadam go mitunam pada.
Dhanantam Gomitunam Pada.
Synonyms, translation and purport by Sivan Girisha Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Yes.
Synonym. Nijagraha, sufficiently punished.
Nijagraha, sufficiently punished.
Ojasa, by prowess.
By prowess.
Veera, valiant hero.
Veera, valiant hero.
Kalim, unto Kalim.
Kalim unto
Kalim
Kalim.
unto Kalim.
Master of the age.
The master of the age.
The master of the age.
Big Vijay, on his way to conquer the world.
Digvijay on his way to
On
conquer.
his way to conquer the world.
Swachit, once upon a time.
Kvachit, once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Nripalingadharam, one who passes in the dress of a king.
Nirpalingadharam, one who passes in the
One
dress
who
of a
passes
king.
in the dress of a king.
Shudram, the lower class.
Shudram,
The lower class.
Gnantam, hurting.
Nantam,
Dhanantam, hurting.
Gomitunam, a cow and bull.
Gomithunam, a cow and bull.
Gomitunam, a cow and bull.
Pada, on the leg.
Pada, on the
Pada,
leg.
on the leg.
Translation, please repeat after me. Once when Maharaja Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world,
Once when Maharaja Parikshit was
Maharaja
on his way to conquer the world,
was on his way to conquer the world.
he saw the master of Kali
The
Yuga,
master of Kaliva who was
lower than a Shudra.
who
he
was
saw the
lower
master
than
of Kaliuga who was lower than Shudra,
Who was lower than a Shudra.
Disguised as a king,
disguised as a
Disguised
king,
as a king
hurting
and hurting the legs of a cow and bull.
and hurting the legs of the
and
cow
hurting
and
the
bull.
legs of a cow and bull.
The king at once caught hold of him
The king at once caught
King
hold
at
of
once caught hold of him
to deal sufficient punishment.
to deal sufficient
sufficient punishment.
Purport.
purport. The purpose of a king's going out to conquer the world is not for self-aggrandizement. Maharaja Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne, but this was not for the purpose of aggression on other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his regime. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the godly state. The king, being the representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Maharaja Parikshit saw that the lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of a cow and a bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect of the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahminical culture and to maintain it. The cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in milk, for it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain human psychological conditions for higher achievements. Brahminical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness. And for this, there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, foods, and grains. Maharaja Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Shudra dressed like a ruler was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the motive of lower class men who have no higher ambition in life come to the helm of the state management. Such men at the post of a king are sure to first hurt the cow and the Brahminical culture, thereby pushing all society towards hell. Maharaja Parikshit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root cause of all quarrel in the world. Thus, he wanted to stop it in the very beginning.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakatha Dhamathaya Nagara Grama Tarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirditesha Sunyavade Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopala Govinda Ram Srimad Sudanam Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangulun Gaitegirim Yatyapatha Mahamande Sri Govindin Harinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So this is another beautiful words from this text of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it was duty of the king to go on a tour and see persons who are actually not abiding by the laws of Vedic principles. This is the duty of a king. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 13, says that is to say, Krishna is speaking in that in the human society, I have divided 4 classes of men. He didn't say Chaturjati. He said Chaturvarnam. Varnam means classes of men. Maya Srishtam, Krishna is telling, I have done it, I have created it. So, by nature, there are 4 classes of men. Anywhere you go, you will find 4 classes of men. Whether it is in US, or it is in Christianity, or it is in Muslim country, or it is in East, or West, or North, or South. Anywhere you go, you will find these 4 classes of men only in the society. In the garb of so-called Hindu, Muslim, Christian maybe, but only 4 classes you will find. The first class is the intelligent men. In whichever you take, you will find not all of them of the same category, of course. First class, second class, third class, and fourth class. So first class means the most intelligent class. You can say the scientists, the philosophers, like that. Mathematicians, great religionists, they are called first class men in the society. And the second class is the administrative class. To see that the government is going nicely, people are not unhappy, people are not suffering from thieves and rogues. That is the first business of the second class men, Kshatriyas. Good government means that people will think that they are secure. Their property and person is secure. There will be no harm. Not very many years ago, say about 200 years ago, in India, the native state, the rule was that if something is lying on the street, valuable or invaluable, so nobody should touch it, you know. So the person who has lost or who has left that thing there, he would come and pick it up. You cannot touch. That was the law. And if one was caught, a thief, his hands will be cut off. In Kashmir state, this was the rule. So as soon as the thief is arrested and if he is proved that he has stolen, the only punishment is cut his throat. Cut his hand. Exemplary punishment so that nobody will dare to steal. So this is second class administrators. And the third class are to produce the money, that is businessmen, the mercantile. Money is also required. So without money, nothing can be done. So, but that's a business. That is the occupation of the third class men. They take this business of making money. And the fourth class is Shudra. Shudra, they cannot take any post as intelligent class or administrator class or money producing class. They are simply servant, help others. Shudra. The Shudra was not meant for taking any political part. Therefore, it is said that Nripalingadaram Shudram. So you can see in the words, Nripalingadaram Shudram, the third line of the text. So Linga means the real meaning is gender, just the masculine gender, feminine gender, and the other meaning is sign. Just like there are signs, certain signs we can understand. Here is a male, here is a female by the signs. So Lingam means signs, symptom. So Nripalingadaram Shudra. Actually, he was a Shudra, but he dressed like a king. Just like if a woman dresses like a man, that is artificial. Or a man dresses like woman, that is also artificial. So everyone has his original dress and position there because a Shudra took the dress of a king. Therefore, it is called as Nripalinga Dharam. Artificially, he was dressed like a king. That is the position of Kali Yuga. Now, the government men, they are elected by votes. People do not consider whether it's a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, or Shudra. As he likes, people are Shudras. Kalo Shudra Sambhava in Skanda Purana, Srila Vyasadeva said. So in the Kali Yuga, everyone is a Shudra. Therefore, naturally he will elect one Shudra. The Shudra is not fit for government management. As such, we find so many difficulties in the government because the head of the state or the headman, they are all Shudra. So they have dressed like administrators, but they are Shudras. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga. There is no Brahmana, there is no Kshatriya, there is no Vaishya, maybe a few Vaishyas and all others are Shudra. These two classes prevail. There are businessmen who make money and then Shudras who work for the companies. So a Brahmana means the good quality, first class quality that is very, very rare to be found in the society of Kali Yuga today. So it was the business of the king to see that things are going on well. First of all, there is classification, intelligent class, Brahmana, and the administrative class of Kshatriya, and the mercantile class, money-producing class of Vaishya. So everyone is engaged and is doing his own business. But this division must be there. Without division, the society will be in chaos. The example is given several times. Srila Prabhupada used to mention that just like in this body, there is division, head division, arms division, the belly division, and the leg division. They are all required. You cannot say that simply legs will do. What about the head and arms? I don't require. That is not possible, right? So that is dead body. So that is dead body. Any part of the body you cannot miss. They must be all in order. Then your body is fit. Similarly, in the human society, the social body, there must be these classes. The head class, the arm class, the belly class, and the leg class. Very scientific, This is nothing sentimental really. This is the scientific implementation of the existing cosmos, the material world. So if we have not got the intelligent class of men in a society, but nobody is helping him, then what will be the use of the intelligence? The intelligent class must be there, but to help him, the less intelligent class men also required. Just like if there are only intelligent class, that will be chaos. Nobody will care for anyone. Sometimes we will find all intelligent class and they fight each other. That's all. Everyone is thinking, I am intelligent, I am the boss, I must order you. And the other is thinking also, why you shall be the boss, I am also the boss. So this fighting will go on only if intelligent class is there. So this is going on already. at the present moment. There is no intelligent class of men anyway in the society of Kali Yuga. But Kalo Sudra Shambhava, in Skanda Purana, Srila Vyasadeva says, therefore things are all in chaos. Everywhere you go, any part of the world, nobody is happy, either in family or in community, society, nationwide, you take, or world as a whole. Everyone is distrust, unhappiness, godlessness, because the intelligent class of men is finished. It's missing. Society lacks its head. Hmm? So the king's duty was that if you are professing yourself as a Brahmana, then it is the king's duty to see that you are acting as a Brahmana. Brahmana is not by birth. Brahmana is Guna Karma Vibhadasha. Guna means quality and Karma means work. Simply, I've got no sacred thread on my body. I become a Brahmana, double initiated. Now my business is finished. I can work, I can do whatever we like less than Shudra. Chandala. No, sir. If you are initiated as a Brahmana, you must act as a Brahmana. Truthfulness, Satyam, Samo, Tamas, Titiksha, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma Karma. So that is called Brahmana. Everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. In 18th chapter, 42nd verse, you will find who is the Brahmana, what kind of qualities are required to be a Brahmana, how he would be. So a Brahmana must be truthful, first of all. That is the first business of a Brahmana, to be truthful. He will speak truth even before an enemy. Nobody speaks truth before an enemy, actually. But a Brahmana will speak, because he wants to hide something, everybody. But Brahmana's business is to become truthful even before an enemy. That is called, that is stated in the Shastra. So there are many instances, just like you see, there was a Satyakama Jabala, a boy, Satyakama. He went to Gautama Muni. Sir, I want to become your disciple. So Gautama Muni said, oh, very good. Are you Brahmana or son of a Brahmana? Formally in Vedic ways, nobody could be accepted as a disciple unless he is born in high-class family Brahmana. Okay, Kshatriya or Vaishya. These three classes are allowed to be accepted as a disciple. So especially Brahmana. So this question was asked by Gautama Muni to this boy Satyakama, that are you Brahmana or son of a Brahmana? Which family you belong to? So he said, I don't know what is my classification. Now, who is your father? That also I don't know. Ask your mother. Then he went to his mother. Who is my father? Then mother said, my dear boy, I don't know. So actually his mother was maid servant. So maid servants have so many men, and by whom she was pregnant, she cannot remember. She also told the truth. And this Satyakama, he also came to Gautama Muni back. He said, sir, my father, my mother also do not know who is my father. You see, this is called truthfulness. And Gautama Muni said, oh, that's all right. You are a Brahmana because you are truthful. Okay, so you are a Brahmana. You don't hide yourself that I am prostitute son. No, you say this is the position. I am plainly speaking that my mother does not know who is my father. I don't know. So because he was truthful, that is a symptom of Brahmana. So Gautama Muni accepted. Yes, I will accept you as my disciple. See, this is the beauty. Okay. So this is the process that the four castes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and the Shudra, they were caste system when they actually, things were going on. So if you see, just like a carpenter, his son naturally becomes a carpenter by seeing the father's work. He learns from the father, assisting his father. So he can be very easily classified as a carpenter. Okay. Not by birth he becomes a carpenter, but by birth to a carpenter, he has more facility to become a carpenter. That is to be understood. Similarly, a son of a Brahmana has more facility to become a Brahmana. Not that because he got birth in the Brahmana family, he is called Brahmana. For example, you are going to a doctor, and the doctor is not that, but the doctor's wife says, don't worry, his son is here. You speak to him and take the treatment from him. Will you go? The son is say 5 years old. Will you go to him? Okay, he's the son of the doctor, so let me get treated by him. No, no. Because but on the other hand, anyone who is qualified to be a doctor, you will go. So exactly like that, this Brahmana getting birth to a carpenter may become a carpenter. He has more opportunity. Like doctor's son has a facility to become a doctor. His father would like him to be a doctor. So he will facilitate in that way. But that does not mean that a doctor's son is a doctor or Brahmana son is a Brahmana and a Shudra son is a Shudra. No, absolutely not. Hmm? So formerly also in the Brahmana family, Kshatriya family, Vaishya family and Shudra family, they were also following the rules and regulations in such a way that naturally a Brahmana son may become a Brahmana because he has learned already the Brahmana principle from the parents. So naturally little touch will make him, that is initiation. Even though one is born in a Brahmana family, why does he require initiation and sacred ceremony again? Because simply by taking birth in a Brahmana family, one does not become a Brahmana. He has to be raised to the Brahmana standard. Otherwise, there is no initiation. There was no necessity of initiation or offering the sacred thread. So that is called samskara, rituals. So otherwise, by birth, everyone is Shudra only. Then mana chayate Shudra samskarat bhavet vija. So it is very good that one has taken his birth in a Brahmana family, but provided he has learned the Brahmana's activities. Now he sleeps from the parent, then he is a Brahmana. Kim punar Brahmana punya. But if he deviates from the family principle, just like in the Shastra, it is said that in a higher class family, Brahmana, Kshatriya, especially Brahmana, if the Garbhadana Samskara is not accepted, the whole family becomes the Shudra family. Garbhadana Samskara, that means begetting a child, there is a ceremony which is called Garbhadana Samskara. So in the Kali Yuga, practically no samskara is performed. Therefore, in the Shastra, it is said, Kalo Shudra Sambhava. So Vedic process, Vedic principles of accepting, it is not possible in this Kali Yuga. Because the Garbhodana Samskara is not there. In nobody's family, there is the Garbhodana Samskara is taken. Sex life is also regulated by Garbhodana Samskara. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Dharma Virudha Kama Asmi. Avirudha, sex life, which is not against the religious principles that I am, Krishna is telling. That sex life is also me only. Krishna says, I am that sex. So that is godly. But sex life for sense gratification or for prostitution, that is not Krishna. That is Kali. So this is the process. So we were saying that Parikshit Maharaj was touring. It is a duty of a king to see that if a man is professing himself as a Brahmana, he must also act as a Brahmana. That was the duty of the king, and that was also duty of the Brahmana to act as a Brahmana. He must act as a Brahmana. So otherwise, he should be punished. Just like here. The Shudra, he was presenting himself as a Kshatriya. Nripalingadaram. Therefore, he was punished. Not that the king is callous. Let him do whatever he likes. No. Just like everywhere the government, it doesn't care whether you are acting as a Brahmana or Sudra or whatever nonsense you are doing, doesn't care at all. You pay me tax, that's all. Bring your tax, income tax and everything, then you are free. So that is the government of today. So you can see that this kind of, this is not the duty actually of the government. One who is presenting himself as a Brahmana, he should act as a Brahmana. He has acquired the qualities of a Brahmana. Guna karma vibhagasha. So he has got the quality and acting. Similarly, a Kshatriya also, he must act as a Kshatriya. Similarly, Vaishya. These are all the statements in Bhagavad Gita. Krishi go rakshya vajniyam Vaishya karma svabhavacham Sauryam tejo yuddhe chapya phalayanam Ishvara Shatram karma svabhavacham. So who is the Kshatriya? Who is the Vaishya? Who is the Brahmana? In the 18th chapter, starting from verse 40, within first 5 verses, you will find the definition of all the 4 varnas, what they are supposed to do, what is their quality, what are their activities, how they are performing, what they are performing. Everything is clear like sunlight. So this is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, whether he is acting or whether he is cheating others, no cheating will be allowed. That is government's duty. So here this man was cheating because here it is said Nirpalinga Dharam. He was dressed like a king, just like king is very gorgeously dressed. But his bodily features, he was a black man. The black man means Sudra, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. They were not black. But the Sudras were black. From external point of view, of course, these things are also there. Sudras, another name is Krishna. Krishna means black. So this black man was dressed like a king. And what was he doing? He was not acting as a Kshatriya or acting like a king. Nantam, what is it? Last line of the words. Nantam go mitunam pada. See what he is doing. He was trying to kill a pair of cow and bull. So naturally he could understand. Parikshit Maharaj was going on a tour and on his way he saw that this rascal dressed like a Kshatriya acting like a Sudra. So he's trying to kill cows and bulls and he's supposed to protect cows and bulls. Immediately chastised Nripa. He is dressed like a king, but his business is like Sudra or less than Sudra. Butchers, butchers cannot be intelligent class of men. Brahmana. A Brahmana is not butcher, neither a Kshatriya. Kshatriya fights, kills, but in regular religious fight. Not that by whimsically he will fight and kill men. No. So here it is said, Nijagraho Jasa Veera. So that means a Kshatriya must be Veera, hero. Whenever there is injustice, he must immediately come forward. Why injustice? These poor animals, they are also my subject. How you can kill them? He is also born in this land. National means one is born in that particular land. So they are also born in this land. Why he should be treated differently? He is a praja, he is a citizen of the country. Not that animals have no citizenship. Every living entity has citizenship. So just like in modern countries, even one Indian gets his child in USA, the child is counted as USA born, US citizen, like that. So if that's the law, that anyone born in this land should be treated as national. What is this law that the cows and the bulls born in the land, they are to be slaughtered? What is this law? It's not there in the Shastra. So it is the duty of the king or emperor. Immediately detected that why these poor animals are being killed. They are also subject to the laws of the state. As the human being requires protection, similarly the cows, not only cows, everyone requires protection by the government. Why they should not be protected? Therefore, because the protection was not given to the cows and the bulls, he immediately took him that this rascal is not a Kshatriya. He is a Shudra. So in the dress of a king, he is doing mischievous activity. Immediately punish him. That is the duty. So this is government's duty actually. Just like anyone is breaking the law, it is the duty of the government to chastise him. Similarly, the law should be exact. Good government law means that anyone who kills an animal without sanction, of course, they now give sanction also. That yes, you can kill as many animals in the slaughterhouses as you like. See? Because the government is also Shudra, no? Government is not Kshatriya. So they don't know how to rule, how to maintain. So government, it is not Kshatriya. So therefore is no protection. There is no protection. Why animal? Even a human being, if he is being killed on the street, on the broad, nobody cares for it. So this is the position. But Parikshit Maharaj was not such a king or such a head of the executive. He immediately punished. Therefore, it is mentioned specially Ojasa. So, Nijagraha Ojasa Veera. Kali is to be punished. The Kali begins with this animal killing. That is Kali, meat eating. Therefore, to avoid the influence of Kali, we have to give up this habit. The four things are Kali's disciples. So Srila Prabhupada has established four regulative principles. Because these four, breaking four regulative principles, they are Kali's disciple, Kali's friends. And we don't want to associate with them. So one friend is that meat-eating problem, the butchers, Kali's friends and his associate. And the liquor distiller is another friend, that is Kali's friend. And the gamblers or the gambling house maintainer, they are also Kali's friend. And the prostitute House maintainer is also Kali's friends. They are all friends of Kali. Now you will find all over the world, these things are very prominent, right? Clubs and pubs and whatnot, butcher house and liquor house and gambling house and, brothels and I don't know what all names they have started giving nowadays. Hmm? So therefore, the whole atmosphere is Kali. Everywhere Kali's friends are there. So because it is now Kali age, it's just like winter season, everywhere it is cold, chillest. So similarly, because this is the age of Kali, therefore, even in India you will find. So here Maharaja Parikshit, even 5,000 years ago, he was in India. He wanted to chastise this rascal in the dress of a king and attempting to kill the cows. So this was in India, maybe in other place also, because the king was touring. So not only in India, all over the world, the Vedic civilization was there 5,000 years ago. Everywhere, all people used to follow the Vedic principles. That is a proof, because the king was following the Vedic principles. So this cow killing by the Kali, it is said it was done on the border of India, somewhere near Sindhu Pradesh, of Afghanistan, like that. Anyway, it was on this planet, and he wanted to prohibit. But yeah, India is the center. This King Maharaja Parikshit, his headquarters was in Hastinapura, near New Delhi at the present moment. Hastinapura, there is place still Hastinapura, of course. So there is one broken fort also. They say that this fort belonged to the Pandavas. People go there to see, Anyway, now the king was so strict that even outside India, some cow was being attempted to be killed. He immediately took his sword to punish him. Now in India, they are killing 10,000 cows daily or maybe more. This is Kali Yuga. Still, they have got some sentiment about cow killing. There was about, say, 5 or 6 years, some 50, 100 years back. There was a good agitation. But who cares for that? Because the government is Sudra, Nrupalinga. They have taken the position of government. They are full of Sudras. So, everywhere this cow killing is going on. There are, signboards, beef shop at this and that. Even Bombay, Juhu, I've seen beef shop. So Hindus are there also taking. So a meat eater, once Srila Prabhupada was in Juhu and he saw this beef board also. So he has asked one lady, she's the meat eater. So he asked her, do you eat cow's meat, cow's flesh? Then she said, yes, sometimes. So this is Kali Yuga, you see. Now government is encouraging drinking and meat eating, illicit sex, everything. It has become a common affair. If they don't know, it's wrong also because of the rule of the government. Anywhere you go. So big places. Anyway, so this is the age of Kali. So simply full of sinful activities, that's all. That is Kali Yuga. But sinful activities will not help us. That they have no brain to understand. You have to purify yourself. Sinful activities will involve you more and more in the cycle of birth and death. You will take sometimes birth as a king or as a demigod, or sometimes as the worm of the stool, because according to your karma, you have to get the next body. Karmana daiva netrena, as Srimad Bhagavatam propagates. The process is that at least don't act sinfully. Then you will get higher class birth. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. Sattva gun is above. Urdhvam means above. Above tamogun and rajogun. So you will get a chance to taking your birth in higher planetary system where the standard of living is many thousands better than this planet. Just like Swargaloka, Janasloka. From our Shastra, we understand the inhabitants of Chandraloka, moon planet. They live for 10,000 years, And but these rascals, the fools, they are going there. They don't find any living entity. So that is the contradiction. But we see from the Shastra Chakshu, if the living entities are found everywhere, what moon planet has done, that there should be no living entity. From our experience, we can see living entities there on the land, in the air, in the water, even in the fire. So every planet is made up of these 5 elements only: earth, water, fire, and sky. So we find by practical experience that in the water there is living entity, on the land there is living entity, within the land there is living entity. So why in the moon planet or other planet there should be no living entity? Even common sense is only required to understand why you want to go through Sputnik. So sometimes early 1930, Srila Prabhupada had a talk in Allahabad with the great scientist Dr. Shah. So he said that there is no reason to disbelieve that in other planets there is no living entity. And recently one Russian scientist also, recently means in 1930, okay, when Prabhupada was there, he said that there are many planets where very, very intelligent class of men are there. So that's the theory, If you go to higher planetary system, you will find more comfortable standard of life. The duration of life is very long, and the people are very, very intelligent. They are called demigods. So whatever it may be, Gandharva, Kinnara, Kim Purusha, so many, Deva, we have to follow our own principle, and there is no reason to disbelieve that in other planets there are no living entities. We cannot accept it. Anyway, in every planet there is kingdom, there is government. Bhagavad Gita, we understand from Bhagavad Gita that Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Abhyayam Vivaswan Manave Praha Manur Ikshwakave Abravit. Krishna said that this philosophy, this Bhagavad Gita yoga system, I first of all explained to the sun god Vivaswan, whose name is Vivaswan. He spoke the same principle to his son Manu, and Manu also spoke the same principle to his son Ikshwaku. So Ikshwaku came from the sun planet. He happens to be the grandson of Vivaswan. So how you can say that in the sun planet there is no possibility of life? We get the history, we are evidence in the Bhagavad Gita. And if we say that in fire, how can one live? No. As we see that in water, some other living entities can live. Similarly, I may not be able to live in the fire, but there are other living entities who can live there. I have earthly body, I live on earth. Fish has watery body, it live on water. So somebody can have fiery body and live in fire. What is the difficulty to understand? Only common sense is required to be applied. That should be the right conclusion. Because fire is as good as another material element as the water is. Water is also one of the material elements. Fire is also one of the 8 material elements. So if we can see by our practical experience that there are living entities in the water, so why not living entities in the fire? And in Bhagavad Gita, it said that living entity, the spiritual spark, is not affected by material influence. That is also there. In the Vedas also it is said, Asango hi ayam purusha. It has nothing to do with this material condition. Adhayo ayam. This special word is used that it cannot be burnt by the fire. When living entity cannot be burnt by fire, why living entities cannot live in sun planet? You tell me. Asoshyam. It cannot be dried up in the air. Achedyam, it cannot be cut into pieces. These things are already there in Bhagavad Gita. So we are firmly convinced that in the sun planet there is also living entity. And the king or the president there is called Vivaswan. His name is Vivaswan. And our Gayatri mantra is worshipping the sun planet. Om Bhur Bhuvasva Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, we say. So this is the Vedic conception. Every planet there is king, and the king's duty is to see that everyone is executing his professional occupational duty properly. So Maharaja Parikshit, he used to go for examining. Therefore it is said, Digvijaye Kvachit. Digvijaya means visiting, tour. Not that at a particular time he went out for touring, but he was going yearly or 6 monthly. And one of his tour, he found that a person dressed like king was attempting to kill the cows. And he has punished him. So this is the statement. Thank you very much. Any questions, comments, or realization, please share with me. 5, 4, 3, 2.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु।
प्रभु जी इसमें दिया है, भगवान का प्रतिनिधि होने के कारण राजा को भगवान की इच्छाओं को भली भांति पूरा करना होता है। तो राजा को भगवान की इच्छाओं का कैसे पता चलता है कि अभी भगवान की क्या इच्छा है?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है, उचित सवाल है प्रभु। देखिए, एक पिताजी समझते हैं कि मेरा बेटा जो है मेरे काम का और आगे लेके जाएगा। ओके, ये हर पिता का अभिमान होता है। और अगर आप ये सवाल पूछे कि वो बेटा को कैसा पता चलता है कि मेरा पिताजी क्या चाहते हैं, उसको तो पता चलेगा क्योंकि वो उसका बेटा है, इसलिए वो आगे बढ़ेगा उसी की तरह। कोई बाप बिजनेस कर रहा है तो बेटा जो है उस बिजनेस को और आगे बढ़ाएगा। इसी तरह जो प्रतिनिधि हैं, जो एम्परर हैं, वो जो है नियुक्त किया गया भगवान से, इसलिए उनको पता रहता है कि भगवान क्या चाहता है। क्योंकि भगवान ने ये जो भगवत गीता को किसको दिया था? क्षत्रियों को दिया था ना, है? सन गॉड विभस्वान को ये भगवत गीता बताया। इसका मतलब भगवत गीता के अंदर भगवान ने अपनी जो इच्छा है वो बताया, सन गॉड को बताया है। और सन गॉड विभस्वान वो बताया मनु को, मनु इक्ष्वाकु को बताया। इस तरह जो किंग्स हैं, वो पहला किंग जो सन गॉड था वो कृष्ण से उनका इच्छा के बारे में भगवत गीता के जरिए पता किया और उन्होंने मनु को बताया, मनु इक्ष्वाकु को बताया। इस तरह जो है वो राजा जो है अगले राजा को भगवान का इच्छा क्या है उस चीज के बारे में वो ज्ञान देते हैं। और ऐसे भगवान का प्रतिनिधि होने के कारण भगवान को इच्छा को पूरा करना ही उनका धर्म बन जाता है। बहुत उचित सवाल किया आपने, थैंक यू।
हरि बोल।
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
जब महाराज परीक्षित जब रूल कर रहा था वर्ल्ड में, उधर कोई ऐसी जगह नहीं जिसमें जहाँ अधर्म का काम हो सकता है। लेकिन जहाँ पर जब कलयुग जो कली पुरुष ने जिसको ये जो कौ को मार रहा था, वो जगह कैसे था? वो क्यों नहीं, वो कैसे आया वो जगह? परीक्षित महाराज का जब रूलिंग में वो जगह कहाँ से आया?
अभी मैं क्लास में बताया था ना, वो अफगानिस्तान में, इंडिया बॉर्डर में, अफगानिस्तान में हुआ था ये, इंडिया बॉर्डर में। हाँ, तो वहां पर कुछ जो है धीरे धीरे जो समय का प्रभाव से लोग जो है मांस मछली खाने वाले और जो झूठ बोलना शुरू किया है, धीरे धीरे कली का प्रवेश वहां पर शुरू हो रहा था। इसलिए उसने अपना स्थान बनाने का प्रयत्न किया अफगानिस्तान में। हिंदुस्तान में तो वो नहीं कर सकता है और दुनिया में किसी और कोने में नहीं कर सकता है, लेकिन अफगानिस्तान में वो करने का प्रयत्न कर रहा था। पहला अटेम्प्ट था, उसी टाइम उसको पनिशमेंट मिल गया,
सामने आ गया, सामने आ गया। ओके ओके ओके,
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Sir, that
Yes.
time these partitions were there, Afghanistan, India, like entire world was known as Bharatvarsha only, no, that time.
Exactly. Entire world was known as Bharatavarsha, but how Parikshit Maharaj was ruling Bharatavarsha is by appointing his representatives, his servants, as kings, as nawabs, or as in charges, like we have Tahsildar, Manikar, and so many different heads of the different societies, right? So those heads of the society is responsible for that particular location to maintain the Varnashrama Dharma, and the king will tour and visit those heads, and then they see that, okay, how it is performed. So emperor is one, but how he is organizing his system to rule, that depends upon his own intelligence. Like today's government is a democratic government, and they have divided into states, and each state has a chief minister, and they divided into district, and each district has a collector, and the district is further divided into tahsils, and each tahsil has a tahsildar. So in this way, how to rule, there is a system. So Parikshit Maharaj was ruling in that, and he visited every place. So the whole world was in the name of Bharatavarsha, and there was one emperor, is true. But how he ruled, if you see, he has appointed so many heads. Otherwise, how even Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling as a single emperor for the whole world, and Arjuna and Bhima, they went to collect the tribute from different kings, right? Why Ashwamedha Yajna? Why they have to send the Ashwa? Because they have given kingship to different qualified Kshatriyas to rule particular reign under them. To check that whether they are under them or not, they send this Ashwa horse. So Ashwamedha Yajna. So one emperor does not mean there are no more kings. There are so many junior Kshatriyas acting as a king under the King Parikshit. That is the meaning. That is the way they rule. Divide and conquer. Good question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zero. Thank you very much for joining the class. So let's resume our class on Monday, sharp at 7:30. Till then, Srimad Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Jai.
Vaishnav Pranam. Vanchakal
प्रतिक्रमण भवनोपि वैष्णवपि नमो नमः
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Raj ki jai. Jai Jai Manante Hari Hari Hari. So Guru Maharaj is here in Bangalore in ICC temple, and our Preeti Rupini Mataji along with her 600 disciples also here, and Santosh Nita is here. Guru Maharaj has blessed them and given lots and lots of mercy to each of them. All festival is going on here. Okay, thank you very much. So let's
Thank you.
meet again on Monday. Hare Krishna.
सबको बताना दंडवत प्रणाम
Jai Hari Bol.
जय हरि बोल
हरि बोल।